Hello, everybody. Everybody, hello. Welcome to another episode of The Tracy Show. I created this tab last night, so I didn't have enough time to put in the proper logo or thumbnail. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to have a very interesting show tonight. Before I get started, I'm going to pay some bills. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm at 291. That means I need 9 people. I know there are more than 9 people that watch my Tuesday show. I know this is a Monday, but I need 9 people to get to 300. I'm at the begging phase at this point. Please, please, please subscribe to the page. It's absolutely free. Doesn't cost you anything. So please subscribe. Support me on Patreon. Patreon support starts at $2 a month, I believe. It will tonight because I'll go in and change if it doesn't, but it starts at $2 a month. Most common, because now I have 2 Patreons. I got 2 Patreons now. So that's good. But most common right now is $5, but $2 a month will help me a great deal. So here is a special announcement. Tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Congratulations to the 47th President, Dr. Cornel West. Election special show will be on tomorrow. We'll have some guests in here. We'll start at 7:30. It's a good chance that probably won't end until midnight. So I'll have my coffee ready. I'll have my meals ready. You'll see me eating during a podcast because I normally eat around 8:30, 9 o'clock somewhere. Yeah, I'm a late eater. I know I should be eating a lot early, but we're going to break down because tomorrow is the day, and I don't know how you all feel. I am so glad that this election, I can see the horizon. I can see that it's just gonna be over tomorrow. Well, no, let me backtrack, because if it's too close to count in certain states, it won't be over, but at least we'll have an idea of what's going on. So tune in tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be joined by some guests, and I'm leaving that up there so you can remember it. So it's our congratulations to the 47th President, Dr. Cornel West, election special show that is tomorrow at 7:30. I expect to be here for the long haul. I've even asked for time off of work. I may not get it, but we'll be here for a while. So get ready for that. Remember to sign up for the virtual scavenger fundraiser that is February the 1st, 2025. Admission is $20. And that is because I'm still trying to raise $1,500 so I can get like a podcast table that I could sit in my other bedroom. So I'm not always having to sit, like right now I'm on my bed and I can't put a microphone up. So I need a table that's quite expensive. I need new lights. With my Mac down, which is making me really cry. I need a new MacBook because once you get used to Mac, you can't go back. So I'm trying to raise money. So please buy a ticket. They're $20. Please, please, please. Defeat the Duopoly Awards is December the 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is a Saturday. I am very, very close to counting the ballots. That went out. So we're going to have a great time. It'll just be me solo, but I'm going to try to make it as fun as possible. And remember, we have started our 25 likes 15 shares campaign. So that means if you watch this show now, if you're watching now, and I do see we have some people watching, go ahead and like this video. But I need 25 of you to like this video. Saturday's video, the campaign got off to a great start. We had 698 views. So that means that those likes, I think we got to like to 24 maybe, but we're still shooting for 25 likes. And we're shooting for 15 shares. So it's 25 likes, 15 shares for every episode of the podcast. Remember to comment, please, because y'all know I'm always on Struggle Street when I'm by myself, but I had to go live today just to make sure we're on the same page. So I'll tell you what I got. This is salad dressing. This is for all the word salad that Kamala Harris is going to give. Oh my goodness, will you stop with the word salad? So this is salad dressing. It's for you, Kamala. All that word salad. Put some dressing on it. This is for you. So as you all know, the election is tomorrow. I announced it at the top of the show. And I don't know about you, but I don't need to see no more ads. I can't take any more ads. It's just been like every time I turn on the TV, there's an ad, either for Trump or for Harris or for our governor's race here in Indiana. And it's just agitating. And of course, I have a fire truck coming down the street. That's what happens when you live down the street from a fire station. I'll just kind of wait. But that those commercials, I can't no more. I can't anymore. It's like who writes them? Who sits there and writes these commercials? Because they're all terrible. I'm not going to show any of them because as an independent voter, this whole thing makes me sick. One, why is Kamala Harris still asking for money? You've raised $500 million. There should be a point where you just say, you know what? I'm good. Don't send me any more money. Let's just get this thing won. I don't know. Does she get a piece of that money or what happens to it? But do you really need to keep asking for money? I don't know how much the Trump campaign has raised because it hasn't been public. I think it's like 365 million, which both of those amounts, we should be disgusted by those amounts. It shouldn't take more than, I would say, 10 to 25 million. And that's being, I know that's a very conservative effort, but if you spend $1 million, no, if you spend $1 million per state, that's 50 million. So if you spend 500,000 on every single state, that's what, 2.5, some number like that. Because you can get volunteers to like go out and knock on doors and things like that. What are you doing with $500 million? You could build like a school. You could build a hospital. You could build anything. Remember to comment, yeah. I'm gonna need y'all comments tonight. So if you've watched any of my past videos, I've been predicting, and this is just between Trump and Harris, because if I get somebody on here talking about Dr. West doesn't have a chance, that's going to upset me, right? So I don't get upset and get mad. I'm just going to leave this conversation that I'm having now between Trump and Harris. Not that I think they're the only two viable options. Not that I think they're the only two options. I don't. But if somebody comes in here like Saturday talking about Dr. West doesn't have a chance, it's going to take me off and I'm going to go off. And so to avoid that, I'm just having the conversation between Trump and Harris. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm talking about. That's all I'm going to talk about tonight, right? So just be aware of that. So I've been saying Harris is going to lose. I couldn't see any way that Harris could lose. I mean, win. And let's put it like this. I was 95% certain that Trump would beat Harris. I was about at 95, and I thought, well, she's got a 5% chance. That's down to 80-20 now. And the reason it is because Donald Trump is stupid. I'm just going to say it. The guy, it's like all he had to do was show up and say, vote for me. Nope. He's got to have a Nazi rally in Madison Square Garden. He has to say that a firing squad should attack Liz Cheney. It's as though he can't help himself. It's like, dude, all you got to do is shut up. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Just hush it. But nope, he just keeps going. He keeps going. And it's like, okay, so who is advising him? His advisors, like, how does he even find people to be his advisors? Because ultimately, whether it's Harris campaign, West campaign, Stein campaign, the candidate has the final say in what goes on in their campaign, right? To either approve something or disapprove it. But the advisors are there to say, hey, this is what's happening. This is what you need to do. And usually, if a politician is smart or if a candidate is smart, they'll listen and take it into effect. Trump is like, nope, I'm just going to go out here and say I'm going to protect women whether they want me to or not. I'm just going to say if we don't win, I'm going to send the military out to get my enemy. It's like, I said this a month ago and people didn't take me seriously. And I'm talking about even before when it was between Biden and Trump. I was like, I don't think Trump wants to win because he kept saying stupid things. And I'm starting to really believe that Trump does not want to win. I just think he knows he can get more money in his pocket if he loses because he can fundraise off of that, if it makes sense, right? If he's out here complaining that the elections weren't fair, we're going to stop the steal, then he's more apt to raise money than if he actually wins. Now, do I think he's going to win? Again, I was 95% certain of it. No, do I think he's going to beat Harris? I was 95% certain. Like, I was just right there. I said, okay, especially after that assassination attempt, right? I was just like, once the first one, the assassination attempt happened, and I was like, forget it. Let's just put them. Let's just get this celebration on with. Hear his tired speeches, blah blah blah, because it was over, and then it wasn't. Biden got out the race, endorses Harris. Harris becomes the nominee, and all of a sudden, all these Democrats are just out, like they're all positive now. But I'm trying to put this pillow behind my back because my back is killing me, but I'm trying here. I'm really trying. Yeah, like I said, I just think that he's not trying. Like, I think I think there's a small part of him that just says, if I lose, and this is my insulin pump, just in case you wonder what I'm wearing. If I lose, I can raise money off of this. I can just go out here and just do whatever I want, and I don't have to worry about it. If he loses, does he run again? Because I think Trump is 78. Let me see. I'm almost certain he's 78. Hold on, guys. How old is Donald Trump? Donald Trump is 78. Um, I know Kamala Harris is 59, I think. I'm pretty sure she's 59. Um, but I think, and please comment so I know I'm not. I see people watching, so if you want to comment, so I'm not just out here going even if you just say hi. Um, Another reason why my percentage has come down, I did one of those predict the election charts, and we're gonna go through that. And I'll tell you who I picked, and I was real surprised at how that came up. I was not expecting that. I'm like, ooh, maybe I should come back. But I was surprised. I was really surprised. We're gonna go through that um and see and me talk out loud about why I think a certain way on certain states. I'll tell you right now, I'm calling Indiana. Period. Trump wins the state of Indiana, no doubt about it. No hesitation, no anything. He's got those 11 votes. They're locked. They're sealed. They're delivered. The Harris campaign hasn't even stepped foot in our state. Why would they? Let me put it this way: if Harris somehow wins Indiana, not gonna happen. I will get on here and tell you all. No, I will sing the whole score of the musical Oklahoma because it's not gonna happen. So right now, I'm just calling Indiana Trump. Period. There's no doubt about it. They're not going to win. Harris is not going to win. She hasn't spent any money here. There hasn't been any volunteers knocking on the door. Nothing. They know it's a wash. They didn't even try. And I want to talk about, before I go to this chart, I want to talk about these early voters because somehow posters or people think they know how the, and this is why I still give Trump the advantage over Harris, even though the chart is going to prove me say something different. But again, we'll talk about that later. They're assuming that, like, because there's long lines, that all of those people are voting for Harris. And there's no indication of that. It's not like, it's not like they count the early votes now because I think legally most states have to wait until election day to count votes. They can't, I'm just trying to get this pillow like right in my back. They have to wait until election day, assuming that they're just going to automatically be voting for Harris. Well, there's more women voting. Again, 63% of white women vote Republican. They do. I don't suspect that will change. You just again, if it's Trump v. Harris, why I'm giving him the advantage, except for when the chart comes up. But I'll talk about the chart here in just a bit, I promise. But like I said, somebody should just tell Trump, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Look, you got one day. Don't do anything today. Don't do anything tomorrow. Just be quiet and just, is he going to do any of those things? No. If Harris somehow wins, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we're going to be going through these court cases again and hearing him talk about they stole the election. And I saw a ballot in Pennsylvania where one person filled out 10,000 ballots. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my gosh. MAGA is going to act a complete fool. They will. There's already reports that they're already planning something if Trump does not win. And people will be happy and high-fiving each other if somehow Harris beats Trump. But like, what are you celebrating? We still have unending wars going on. We still have poverty at very high numbers. We still have child poverty. We still have 625,000 homeless people. I don't know what you'll be celebrating, but again, I'm not you. I have a different set of criteria that I look for than most voters. So maybe that's a thing. But some people think that Harris will move to the left if she's elected. Y'all told us that same lie about Joe Biden, and he never moved to the left. Yeah, he said he was going to advocate for a public option. It never came. He said that, I guarantee we'll pass a $15 wage. It didn't happen. He never did another stimulus because we're still waiting on our $2,000 checks. But hey, that's just me. It's just, like I said, I don't know what Harris supporters will be celebrating if she wins. I don't know what Trump supporters will be celebrating if he wins. Like, it literally, if you just look at their support of never-ending wars, same. Trump, they both want to keep increasing funds to the military. Don't look for a $6,000 tax credit. Oh, for just 1 year, first year of life. Then after that, I guess you don't get more tax credits. Don't look for 3 million houses. It's not going to happen. Yeah, I'm here to tell you. And if she gets elected and then she backtracks, because she loves to backtrack, all of that word salad that here's the dressing. One more time. Here's the dressing for all the word salad. I don't know if I could, I know I can make it, right? But it's going to be one of them ones, I got to hear this word salad. Like, if she wins, oh gosh, just word salad all the time. Oh my goodness, shut up. Oh, just word salad. It's going to be a trip. So those are my initial thoughts. So now I'm about to go to the graph. It's at 270towin.org or com. I don't know, but I'll be sharing the screen. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to do all 50 states and DC. Yeah, DC. So remember, Puerto Ricans can vote if they live in the United States. Puerto Rico cannot vote because they're a territory. So we're not going to be counting them. We're not going to be counting military voters. They can vote because they're U.S. citizens, but we're not counting military voters. Those that live overseas but still have their United States citizenship, not going to be counting them. We're only talking about all 50 states plus DC. DC definitely gets a vote. So we're going to start. And like I said, I'm just going to go through, tell you what my initial thought was. I'm going to try to remember all the battleground states. I know there are 7 of them, but I never can remember. I know Georgia's one. I don't think North Carolina is anymore. I think that's pretty much moved over to Trump. I know Georgia's one, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona, Nevada, and somebody else. I'm forgetting that somebody else. But we will I'll share my screen. And so, and again, yes, I'm going through all 50 states. And remember to comment. If you're watching, comment, just say hello, Tracy. Or Tracy, you're wrong. I think da-da-da-da-da is going to win. And this is why. Okay. So I already said state of Indiana Definitely Trump. I'm going to change that to red. Okay, so Indiana right off the bat, I'm just saying red. Oh, and remember, you need candidates that run for president need 270 votes to win the presidential selection, because apparently remnants of slavery doesn't concern the American people, and we just let this system just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. But so we're going to start out here on the West Coast. These three states, Washington, Oregon, California, all blue. That's why I already got them selected, because I'm like, they don't go anything. I know Alaska's going to be red. So now it's Democrats 172, Republicans 125. Nevada, I got it going blue. So now we're up to 178 to 125. All of these states right here, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, they stay in red. So is North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Nebraska's special. Now, Nebraska is special because somehow they break up theirs. Why am I good? So the state of Nebraska is going to be red, but they have a district that can vote, and it tends to lean Democratic. Like they split their electoral votes. So they have 4 that could possibly go Republican, but then that one, which I forget the largest city in Nebraska. Is it Tulsa? No, that's Tulsa, Oklahoma. Omaha, I think is the largest city, but that one district in Nebraska usually goes Democrat. So I'm just gonna keep it red. Colorado, I said Harris. Pardon. And then Arizona, I think is Trump. Why is that blue? That should be red. Okay, so now we're up to 137 for the Republicans, 178 for the Democrats. So let me see. Nobody's commenting here. I know. I see y'all watching. Now, come on. Just comment. Don't put me out here by myself. Okay, so I said Arizona, Trump. Oh, New Mexico is Democrat. Okay, so now it's 183, 137. And I remember I said the following states in this region would be Republican: Arizona, Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma. And I don't know why Democrats, y'all keep thinking y'all gonna get this state, Texas. You're not. Texas is dead. If Texas goes blue, let's just pretend Texas goes blue. We're gonna put Texas blue just to see what happens. If you put Texas blue, that's now 223 to 137. This election would literally be over. But of course, I think it's going to go red. So I'm going to put it right back in the Republican category, because I think the Democrats are smoking crack if they think that it's going to go. Okay. So we now move to these states. Minnesota is Harris. There's Tim Walz is the governor. There's no way that they lose Minnesota. So I'm I'm making it blue just to make it blue. So, here, Iowa. I still say red. Okay. Missouri, Arkansas, and Louisiana definitely stay red. Those three states stay red. Okay. Now here we go with these upper states. This is where it's about to get interesting because now we're at 193, 183. I think Harris gets Wisconsin. I hate this. You got to turn all these colors. And you know what? I forgot the state of Hawaii. Hawaii is still blue. Okay, because I'm like, wait a minute. I don't see no Republican ever win Hawaii. So now we're up to 203 to 183. Illinois is blue. I don't even have to sit here and think about it. Okay, so remember you need 270 to win, and so now we got um 222. I'm going by this number and not that number. I'm going by this number right here. So Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama. I think Trump wins Georgia. So now we got 222 to 199. I think Trump wins Florida. So now we got Trump in the lead with 229 to 222. North Carolina, I think Trump wins. So now we got Trump in the lead with 245 to 222. Ohio, I say that Trump wins Ohio. So now we got 262. Here's where we're going to get a little bit. Now remember, West Virginia and North Carolina already said, hey, I think Trump's going to win those. Pennsylvania, I say Harris takes it. So Trump is a lot closer to 270, but remember, 270 wins it. But 241 to 262. Virginia, I think that Democrats win Virginia. So now that's 254 to 262. Maryland, Democrat. I mean, they haven't went Republican in so long. Oh, this is getting on my nerves. Okay, so Maryland, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland. No, wait a minute. That's Maine. Maine, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and DC are all blue. New Hampshire. Did I do Vermont? Vermont. I think Maine has got that split thing too. Yeah, so that's what I think. So this, okay, so that means I did not do Michigan. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here I'm just going to tell you what I think. If Trump, I think Michigan is going to be, because like I said, I can't see Harris losing Pennsylvania. I could be wrong. But if Trump wins it, he's at 277. But I don't think Trump is winning it. I think this is going to happen. So, tell y'all what I think. Tell y'all what I think. I don't know how I did not. Okay. So we got 272 to 262. That's so even in this chart, somehow, I don't know how, if I gave Trump Georgia, Arizona is the only two battleground states I have him winning. Now, of course, I've already said, hey, I think Trump is going to beat Harris. So I don't know where the flip is going to come. If Harris turned around and won Iowa, that would put her at 275. If she went, let's put it like this: if she wins Texas, she won't even need Pennsylvania. Like Texas has got 40 electoral votes. She could lose North Carolina and Pennsylvania, and still with that one state win them, be like over the top. She wins Florida 30. So yeah, but like I said, they smoking crack if they think that's gonna happen. Um, so I gotta put more thought into what I think because I'm like, well, no, because this. So that means Trump has to win one of those battleground states that I selected. So it's got to be Pennsylvania because I still think he don't got Michigan at all. Ugh, I hate when my own chart proves me wrong, but I went by my instinct. But my instinct, see, that's what I'm saying. My instincts tell me, oh well, I'm always gonna lose, huh? But then you saw what happened on that chart. Of course, I could be wrong. Um, but it's fair game, right? But that's what's going on. Um, there's a lot to take in consideration. Like I said, there's seven. You know what? Hold on a second. Let me put this back on because I'm gonna get all the battleground states. Because and again, y'all comment, please. Nobody's commenting. I don't know why. Just say hello. Say hello, please. Um, let's see. I'm gonna. What are the battleground states or swing states? Okay, so the swing states are Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin. They still got North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. I thought it was seven. I literally thought it was seven. That's a formula they will continue to use in the future. Hello, Jose. Joe, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Why so many abstaining from Kamala over the blue genocide? It's hard to imagine Kay winning Michigan. If she does, what an indictment that the manipulating vote. See, that's what I'm thinking. So here's why I'm thinking it. Because Trump, he has not had a good week at all. It's like people are ignoring because if you just vote for genocide, they both should lose, right? But people seem to be okay with genocide and just going out and voting for it and just like, okay, I'm okay with it. And I don't know why. It just doesn't make sense to me, but that's what's happening. Oh, those are cats. Apparently they're in heat and they're right outside my window. I'm like, oh my goodness. Um, but like I said, if somehow this campaign pulls off a state like Texas or Florida, she doesn't even need Michigan. It's like, okay, bye. I don't need you. Um, like I said, I just literally went with what my gut is telling me. Of course, contradictory to that is my gut is still saying Trump beats her. So I'm not sure which one to trust, but we'll know more tomorrow when I have my show. I'm going here. Congratulations to the 47th President, Dr. Cornel West, Election Day Special, November the 5th, which is tomorrow, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us. We're going to be here for the long haul. I'll tell you now, I'm going to be here for the long haul. You'll see me eating food on camera because I have to make sure that I'm eating on a schedule. So we'll be doing that. But what do you all think? I mean, this election should be a wake-up call. And it seems like, again, the one thing I still can't understand, and I know people are going to get tired of me talking about genocide. I can't understand why so many people are okay with voting for candidates that support genocide. It doesn't make sense to me, right? Because if you stand for life, if you're I don't want to say pro-life, but if you're against us spending money overseas in terms of strengthening their military and sending our soldiers over to fight wars that are for other countries, I don't see then how you turn around and vote for Trump, right? Because I keep hearing people say, oh, they're spending too much money in Ukraine, which I agree with, right? But to turn around or to think that somehow Trump is going to stop the wars, no, he won't. No, he will not. He will not stop the war. He will not stop the wars. 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 And same thing goes for the Democrats, but a different discussion, or same discussion, but a different way of framing it. You literally heard Harris say that Israel has the right to defend itself. We're going to give Israel everything it needs. And then turn around lies and says, we're working around the clock. Really, how's that working out? Because it's not. Calling for a 6-week ceasefire is not what everybody wants. 73% of Americans are for a permanent. See, that word I use is permanent. That means we tired of Netanyahu just doing whatever he want to do, right? But people just seem so comfortable voting. And they're like, well, there's other things. And yes, there are other issues. But you have to decide where your red line is. You have to decide, okay, this is the one issue where I'm not going to vote for a candidate that supports this genocide or doesn't support Medicare for all or doesn't support the Green New Deal or doesn't, whatever that issue is. If you vote for a candidate that opposes your issue, then are you really for it? And that's the only question that you can answer, right? I can't, after 2016, I was like, I'm not voting for a candidate that's against Medicare for all. It's not going to happen. I did that once and it didn't work out. And somehow, I don't think people have asked themselves that question. And I'll ask it again. If you vote for someone that's opposed to your red line, were you really for that issue in the first place? You have to have a red line. There has to be something. I don't know what it is. For me, it's genocide and Medicare for all. I have several red lines. I have Medicare for all, genocide, Green New Deal, a living wage, free college, the student loan debt forgiveness. I have a lot of red lines. but I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to vote against myself. I'm not going to vote for a candidate that says, oh, I'm against it. For what reason? Because they can win? I mean, if you're going to do that, then you might as well just vote for Trump, right? Because again, I know my little graph showed Harris winning, not by much, but it is what it is. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Tracy. I think it's going to be a long um, night tomorrow. Keep the popcorn ready. Yeah, I'll be keeping my food ready because it's going to be a long night. Um, of course, what I wish would be that Americans would just stop. No, let me backtrack. So apparently, the genocide argument is making headway because now you hear Harris supporters, especially, or they're the worst, saying, "Oh well, Jill Stein or Dr. West or Claudia De La Cruz can't stop it, what Israel's doing." Yes, they can. See what you do. You do what Ronald Reagan did, and let me tell you what Ronald Reagan did. So, see, Ronald Reagan, he picked up the phone and he called Israel's prime minister and said, "If you keep bombing Lebanon, we're going to cut your money off." That's one option. Second option that a president has is there are these things called executive orders. Now, I know some of you don't like it, but there are executive orders that could temporarily stop weapon sales to Israel. I'm correct. I know I am. Third thing a president can do is veto a bill. Now, I know what you're going to say. Oh, well, they can veto it, but it'll get right. But he's vetoing it, or she, in my case, he, because I've already voted for Dr. West. They can just veto it and then use the bully pulpit to say, hey, look, these people are voting for wars and you said you didn't want wars, right? So yes, they can stop the genocide. I don't know, maybe the people that make that argument, like, do they want it to stop? It's like they're trying to grasp at like any argument, anything that says, hey, we got to do something. I don't know why you think you're winning if Harris wins. You're actually losing. You are actually losing if Harris wins. You are losing if if Harris wins, you're actually losing. If Trump wins, you're actually losing. Now you could say Trump will be far worse because he'll gather people um in by cargo van and put them in camps. Like, you're forgetting we have these things called courts and judges. Like, he can't just do, like, he can say, I want to be a dictator on day one. The chances of that happening, and please, you Project 2025 people, leave me alone, because I still think, and I know that the Heritage Foundation, they wrote the Affordable Care Act just like they wrote Project 2025. Please stop trying to scare people using that. Well, Trump will do da 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 da, and you haven't talked about how you'll stop it. Like, you have no plans. Just let it go out there. Just let them do that. They'll just cart people up and throw them in jail. No, there are these things called, again, courts. And there are liberal judges, and there are sometimes conservative judges that have in the past struck down what Trump was trying to do. I don't know why. I mean, look, I'm not sitting here trying to defend Trump. Not. I do not want him to win tomorrow. Don't want it, don't want it, don't want it. However, you're going to have to do a little better than coming up with these scare tactics that y'all trying to use, because they're not working. Because if they were working, the polls wouldn't be as close as they are. If this man is so unqualified and so terrible, why is it a 1 to 2 point race? It should be at least 5, maybe 6, probably double digits, maybe 10, but he keeps sticking around. Why? Because A, you've done such a horrible job with the economy. The economy is terrible. I said it and I'll say it again. You don't have to listen to me. You could unsubscribe. I was good when I had 50 subscribers, when I had 6, when I had 50, when I had 12, when I had 300. Well, when I get 300. I'm going to be good because I'm going to say exactly what I think. If the Democrat Party had handled Gaza better, this race would literally be over. We wouldn't even sit here talking about it's 1 point in Pennsylvania and 2 points in. It would just be over, right? No, they can't do that because AIPAC is giving them money. They rather please their donors than save Palestinian children and women. They rather send your son or your daughter off to fight a war, and that will be the next step, no matter which one of these people wins. They rather do that, see your child serve in the military, possibly get injured or possibly die, than to stop giving money because AIPAC controls them. And for people just be, again, okay with, yep, I'm just going to go in there and vote for this candidate that supports genocide. And don't tell me she doesn't support genocide or he doesn't support it. They've literally told you. They literally told you, is both of them. Israel's going to get more money once they get in the office. They had a whole argument at the debate about which of them loved Israel the most. And my statement isn't against the Israeli people, it's against the Israeli government. So you can miss me with the you're anti-Semitic. No, I'm pro-people. That's what I am. And it just makes me scratch my head because I don't understand it. I literally don't understand how we expect things to change. And we, the United States of America, we keep voting for the same thing over and over and over. And we just think by some chance we can move Kamala to the left. No, you can't. Especially when she's told you that she's going to give Israel everything that they need. She's told you. You're not moving her left. She's going to stay right where she is to the right. That's where the Democratic Party is. They are a right-wing party. That's what they are. Yes, you have elements that are more leftist, but they conform. So it's just non-negotiable. And to the Trump supporters, well, y'all think he's perfect, so I don't even know what to say. Oh, I don't know what to say. Y'all think that man walks on water, like he's it. He's y'all it, and he's everything there is, and everything there was, and everything there's gonna be. I don't even know what to say to you because I don't know what you want. I don't even know what you want. You want the wall built? It's not going to be built. Mexico isn't going to pay for it. Or is that the campaign promise this time? I don't think so. He's not going to do anything. Like, he literally has no plan. Now, in healthcare, he has a concept of a plan. How do you say that? Like, I'm back on the Democrats on this, and this is going to be my last point. Y'all should look at yourselves in the mirror and be like, how is this man tied? Why are we tied with this guy? 34 felony charges that he was convicted on. As he still has a chance to win tomorrow, which I think he will. How? You should be looking at yourself, be like, what's wrong with us? But you won't. You'll blame black men. You'll blame Jill Stein. You'll blame Dr. Cornel West. You'll blame Claudia de la Cruz. You can never do the things that you can never be accountable, because accountability isn't something that you have, isn't something that you possess. Because if you possess them, then you be changing your stand in Gaza, you be changing your stand in the Ukraine. And so, that's going to be today's show. I knew I wasn't going to get a lot of views, because literally I put this up this morning or last night. I think I did it. Yeah, I did it last night. But remember, put all this stuff up here. Join me tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. with my guests. I've confirmed all of my guests, so we will all be here 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Congratulations to the 47th president, Dr. Cornel West, Election Day special. Look forward to a long night. We'll start at 7:30, probably end at midnight. So it's gonna be a long one. Don't expect anything short. Tune in tomorrow. Remember to get your ticket for the virtual scavenger hunt fundraiser. I'm still trying to get $1,500 for new equipment. Remember, the Duopoly Awards are coming up December the 14th. We're dishonoring those that deserve to be dishonored. That's the thing. And remember, we have started our 25 likes and 15 shares campaign. That means we need we need 25 people to like this podcast. I know I struggle by myself in terms of my conversational flow, but if 25 of you could like it and 15 could share, I put shared, but I'm speaking future tense. So if you could share this podcast, if 15 of you could share this podcast, if 25 of you could like it, that's going to help us to get to that 300, which I am so close to. Final comment. Hello, Tracy. I think it's going. Oh, I already did that one. Tracy, they have done such a good job of brainwashing voters. It's unbelievable. I could do a whole show on that. Like, literally, I'm like, do you realize that is propaganda? Nope. Trump's going to put us in carts and throw us in jail, and we're going to have numbers. No. Harris is going to bring back communism, although, again, somebody slowly explained to me why communism is bad. So I'm going to take myself down. I'm going to play the outro, and I will see you all tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great evening.